Hello guys, in this tutorial we're going to cover the hotel management system in the atACC ERP 19. So without any further ado, let's jump in. So we'll have all these applications. Apart from the atACC ERP, we need to open this hotel management exe right from here. Once we open it, it will show you the open company menu, in which I've already created a demo company. So all you have to do is just select and click open. So the hotel management login screen will appear, and now that you have to do is enter the username and password. By default it will be admin and admin, and then once you have done with that, you have to choose the financial period, and then you can choose the branch over here, and once you're done with that, you can click login. So this is the brand new graphical user interface of the atACC ERP hotel management, and it is quite informative, as you can see. From looking from the top left corner, we can add the profile image over here. The user will be shown over here, and then the date and time, everything will be listed down here. And once you're done with that, you can go to the masters to create all these initial details. So we're going to create a block first. So as you can see, I've been created already a block over here. So all you have to do is just to the code will be by default system generated, and you can enter the name over here. Only these two fields are mandatory, and if you want to enter any descriptions, you can enter it as well. And then once you're done with that, you can just click save. So you have created a block of this particular hotel, added a block for this hotel, and if you have multiple blocks, then you can enter it over there. And then under a block there will be multiple floors, right? So you can enter the floors over here, enter the code, name, description, and every other details over here. You can you can either set it as active or inactive based on their requirement. Have created 3 floors already. So once you're done with that, just click save and close it. And then goes the amenities. Amenities are free of cost additional benefits for the customers. So if they rent out a hotel room, then we can provide additional facilities like free Wi-Fi, or maybe free television, or maybe some kind of stuff like that, or maybe a free breakfast, everything like that. So that's what we entered over here. So I have already created some amenities over here like Wi-Fi, water bottle, television, newspaper, etc. So once you're done with that, you can just click save it and close it. And then comes the slab. So in order to add this the tax, you can go over here and enter the code right here, and then like let's say code like A1 or something. Enter the name like VAT, GST, or anything, and then specify the slab type like VAT, or if you need to, if you are using GST, then you can enable it in the module settings, and then it will be shown here. And then you can enter the start and end date. The value will be definitely in percentage, and you can enter the percentage like it's a 5% tax or like a 10% tax. You can enter the value over here. If it is an inclusive tax, then you can enable this checkbox, and if it's not, then you can leave it as it. And then comes the calculation base. You can set on which amount the tax should be calculated. And once you're done with that, you can just click save. So I've already created a VAT percentage over here, and it is a 5% VAT, as you can see. And once you're done with that, we can move to the next tab, which is extra services. Under extra services, you can add additional options like extra bed or something like that. So if there is any, I have added breakfast over here. If you provide any additional extra services, then you can enter it over here, and also specify the type. Like if it's a default, you can set it as it is, or if it is a laundry service or a room service, you need to specify it over here, and it is a mandatory option. You must specify it. And you can also set a VAT slab over here if you want to. So as I've created a breakfast over here, you can set the VAT percentages. The rate for these extra service, if they use it, will be calculated in the total bill. And then comes the rate type. So I have created two rate types. Like you can set any number of rate types. Like for example, I have set normal rates and premium rates. You can set certain rate types like that. And then comes the room type. So there are different types of rooms, right? So whether it is a deluxe room or maybe a suite or etc like that, you can set it over here, and you can specify the number of adults. You can specify the room name here, and then you can specify the number of adults which should be included in that particular room, whether if it is 2 or 3, you can specify it over here. And you can enter the number of child, if extra bed is allowed, and you can enter the extra bed number, count of the extra beds, and the color, you can choose a color over here for this particular room type. And then you can set the default rate for this particular room type, additional bed rate and additional person rate, etc will be, you can add it over here. You can add the amenity for this particular room from over here, and you can set the slab as well from this section itself. So once you're done with that, you can click save and it'll be all done. And then comes the room. So this is where you create a particular room. So what we previously created was a room type, and now we are creating the exact room. Okay, so like just like that, you can enter a name like a floor, B block, maybe like example. For example, you can enter, you can add codes and like that, A block 1001, for example, the room number. And then you can specify the room type, like it is a deluxe room or a suite room, etc like that. You can mention the floor 3, block A, and you can enter the phone number for that same, and then come the key number, and you can add additional fields. For additional fields, and the display order is also here. And once you're done with that, you can just click save to save this record. So I've created already a few records over here. You can create, you need to specify the room type in the rooms, so that's a key part. And then comes the hall type. Just like the room type, you need to there will be if there's a hall or something like that in the hotel, then you can specify the hall type, what kind of what type of a hall it is, the number of adults which it could occupy, and all the further details, the default rate and additional person rates, etc will be added over here. And the exact same hall type should be specified in the hall over here. Okay, so you need to specify the hall type over here. And just like how we created the room, you can create all the details for the room, you can fill up all the details for the hall over here. And then comes the room or hall tariff. You can specify the room or hall type, whether it is deluxe or suite or like whatever the name which you have added for the room or hall types. All will be listed over here. You can specify one of them and then go to the rate type, like normal rate or premium rate. You can specify it over here, and then you can set the base rate, like let's say 1000 or 2000, whatever it is. You can specify the rate over here, and the additional bed rate, the additional person rate, etc will be added over here. So I've added the deluxe room type and have added the rate type as premium, and I've entered the base rate, additional bed rate, additional person rate, etc over here. Okay, so once we're done with that, you can add the guest. So there are multiple ways to enter the guest. So this is one way. You can specify the gender over here, like male, female, or transgender, whatever it is. You can specify it over here. And then comes the status, like active or inactive, and you can specify it from Enquiry. If you enable this checkbox, then a button will be visible over here, and if you press this button, all the enquiries we had will be listed over here. So once if there is any enquiries, just you can double click on it, and then it will just fill all the details over here. and it will be easy for you to handle it. So that's the purpose of it. And you can enter all the additional details of the client over here, and you can enter the proof type, proof number, and all the additional details from this section. If you want to add additional details, then you can enter the name and all the details which you require. And then comes the discount percentage for this particular gas, the bank name, account number, um, SWIFT code, credit card type, credit card number, vehicle number, etc. You can all add all the details over here. So for example, I've added a guest named Harry, and all the details which is listed over here, and all the proof type and proof number are two mandatory fields which you must enter. And once you're done with that, you can just close it. And then comes the employee window. You can add employees over here. All you have to do is the code will be system generated. All you have to do is just to enter the employee name, the account, the same the chart of accounts, an account will be created in the chart of accounts using the same name which you enter over here. And then comes the account description. You can enter an additional account description if you want to, the two description fields. And then comes the employee type, whether if it is the HR or maybe the payroll manager or the waiter or anybody, you can mention the employee type over here. And you can also specify the user role from the section itself. And once you're done with that, you can enter additional details like address, country, state, etc. like that. And once you're done with that, you can just click save to add that employee. And then comes the agent. If there is any mediators in between the client and you, then you can just enter the name of the agent over here, and then you can set the commission for this particular agent. Okay, and you just and once you add the agents, the commission will be deducted once the check-in is done. And you can specify the agent group, etc. like that over here, and then just click save to create the agent. And once you're done with all that, we have successfully created all the masters which are required to function the hotel management right now. And now we are moving to the transaction section. So under the transactions, there are so many transactions listed over here. The first one is Enquiry. So if you received an enquiry, in order to enter the same, you can specify the client name over here, which is the mandatory field. So you can enter any name. And then you can specify the guest name if you have predefined it, or else you may go to masters and create a guest over here, and the created guest will be listed down in this combo box. And then comes the contact person, city, telephone number, and etc. All the details you can enter over here. And then you can specify the type, like whether what type of an enquiry is this. And you can specify the agent, the source, like whether the source is from what the source is from, like is it from social media or through a website or through an agency, etc. like that. You can specify the source over here. And then you can specify whether if it is the room or for the hall the enquiry has been made. You can choose it from here. If you have selected room, then you need to enter the room type and room number, etc. over here. And then or else if you specify it as hall, then you need to specify the hall type and the number of halls. And in this case, I'm going to select room, deluxe or suite room, etc. like that. And then you can specify the number of rooms as well. Once you're done with it, you can specify the arrival date and the departure date, and the number of days will be shown here. So likewise, if you select 18 to 21, it will be a number of 4 days. And then you can specify the employee and just save it. Okay, I have created one for Harry over here. So just like that, you can create all the details, only a name, room details, and the days, etc. or the mandatory fields. Except for that, rest of the fields are not mandatory. And once you're done with that, you can move to the next section, which is booking. I mean, regardless of an inquiry which is made, you can directly enter the booking details over here. You don't need to enter inquiry details in the first place. But if you have entered an inquiry, then you can press this button and call that voucher. I have already called Harry, so that's the reason why it is not showing up here. And if you have not created any guests, you don't necessarily need to go to the masters. You can click this plus button over here, and it will open the guest view, and you can enter all the client details, the client name, and further details of the same. And then you can enter the additional details like address 1, telephone number, mobile number, etc. like that, and then specify the booking type, guest type, source, which I have previously explained in the inquiry section, and specify the employee and mention the arrival and departure date. You can if you change it to 29, let's say, if you want to change it to current date and time, you can just press this button, so that it will go to the system current system date and time. And then you can, the number of days will be shown here. You can specify the number of adults which we are adding at the booking section. And then you can specify the room, or whether if it is room or hall, room type, room number, and all the details. You need to specify the deluxe or whatever the type of room you are allocating to this particular client. And then you need to specify the rate type, normal rate or premium rate. Like for festivals, let's say if it's Christmas, the room rent might raise, so you can specify the rate type according to seasonal rate or maybe normal rate, etc. like that. You can specify the rate. You can also provide offers, so you can specify the offer rate, etc. like that in the rate type section, so that the default rate will not be shown. Instead, the offer rate or the festival rate or seasonal rate, etc. will be shown. And or you can charge for additional beds, additional person, everything. You can mention all the details and also the rate for the same over here. You can also provide the deductions for the same, and the total will be mentioned right over here. So once you're done with that, you can click save. If you want to receive any advance payment, you can press this button and mention the payment method, the account which should affect the payment to, the instrument number, which basically is, if it's a credit card is the credit card number. If it's a check, it will be the check number, etc. like that. That's the purpose of instrument number. And the card type, you can if it's a credit card, you can specify the card type. If it's a check, you can leave it blank. And if it's a check, you need to specify the instrument date. If it's a credit card, you don't necessarily need to enter the same. And once you're done with that, you can just enter the amount and just click OK to receive an advance payment. You can receive more than the total amount initially, like a caution deposit or extra. If you want to, you can charge more amount. Like if it's a 3,150 right now, you can charge like 4,000 instead. You can claim the payment as the payment. And then once they check out, you can just provide a credit note or something like that. And once you're done with that, we can go to the check-in section. Before going to the check-in section, if you want to go to the check-in section from the booking menu, you can press this button. It will automatically take you to this checking form. All the details which you entered in the booking will be shown in the check-in section. And if you don't want to go directly from the booking to check-in, you can go to the check-in menu, which is available here. And once you're done with booking, you can move to the group booking section, which is a little different from the normal booking, but the only thing is that the billing account will be changed. You can specify the guest name, you can specify the billing account. Since Harry is a guy who is already checked in the room 102, his billing account is shown and the room number is also specified in the braces. And you can specify additional details over here. The booking type, guest type, source, etc. like that, the arrival date, and etc. like that. All the details, which is very similar to the booking menu and the inquiry menu. And once you're done with that, you can specify the room or hall, the type, the room type, or maybe the hall type. You can specify the room number, rate type, adult, number of adults, children's, every single details. You can enter it in the grid over here. And once you're done with that, you can just click save. You can also receive advance payment from the booking menu as well. And then comes the check-in menu. In the check-in view, all you can enter all. It is pretty much very same to the booking section. Or you can add additional extra services, and these are the the difference from the inquiry menu. Rest of the entry fields are pretty much the same. So you can attach this particular check-in to a group check-in if you want to. So all you have to do is just to click it and specify if any group check-ins are available. You can add it against the same, and you can add additional services, like extra services if you want to. You can, if you have created any, you can specify it over here. And once you're done with that, you can just close this form, and let's move to the next one, which is the checkout, obviously. So you need to specify the check-in details over here. You can add the guest details, the telephone number, everything will be listed here. And if you want to provide any refund over here, then you can press refund. If you have added any caution deposit or anything like that, if you want to refund the same, you can enter it over here. If you're waiving off any additional amounts, you can just enter it in the refund section over here. Or if you want to collect any payments, then you can press this payment button as well. And once you're done with that, you can just click save. All the details will be shown here. You can print it, you can save it. I mean, like it's pretty much same with all the other forms, so that's why I'm not going into each and everything. And then once you're done with that, you can go to the group check-in and group checkout, which is like I said before, is pretty much same. It is instead of normal check-in, it's just group check-in. The billing account, you need to specify the guest and billing account, and all the details like this. And the group checkout, which is pretty much the same. You can also mention the laundry, the room. You can specify the room number over here, and you can specify the guest also. If the particular room has a guest, then he or she will be listed over here. And then you can provide the address, telephone number, and all the other details if you want to. Only room number, the guest name, and the employee name are the only mandatory fields over here. If you want to provide the deductions, you can mention it over here. You can provide the service. You can mention the service name and quantity and rate, and the deduction or the total tax added upon the same will be listed here. So this is where you create the laundry. And once you're done with that, you can go to the service section. So if you're providing any room services, then you can specify the room name, the guest name, or the address and additional details, just like we did it in the laundry section. And then moving on to the next one is the housekeeping section. In the housekeeping section is a little bit different from rest of the forms. The voucher number and voucher date will be shown here. Then you can specify the room number, or maybe the hall if you want to specify the same. And then comes the employee name and the room status, like if it's the room is currently available, or it's dirty or clean. Like you can specify the status of the particular room right now. So that's the purpose of the housekeeping, so that we can notify easily. In the settings, you can change the color of the same, so I will show you that later, so that it will be easy for you to identify if it is in a cleaning state, or maybe in a dirty state, or etc. like that. And then comes the complaint register. If any of your clients have any complaints, then you can mention the complaints over here. Well, you can specify the room name, guest name, and complaint type over here, like service issue or anything, like that. You can specify the additional complaint details over here. You can provide any additional descriptions if they want to. Registered by, you can specify the employee name over here. If you want to add additional employees, you can press this button and you can add the employee name as receptionist, of course. And then comes the expected resolving date. So if you can specify on what date it will be resolved. And then comes the status, like whether if it is open or is in progress, or if it's pending, or maybe if you have already resolved the issue, you can put the status as closed. And you can specify the employee which you have assigned this task to. to rectify this particular complaint. You can specify the employee name over here. The action taken, you need to specify what action you have taken over here. And then you can specify the completed date. The expected date is mentioned over here, and the completed date should be mentioned over in this section over here. And then you can add additional remarks if you want to. And once you're done with that, you can just click save to raise a complaint. And out of order, if any room or any hall is out of service as for now, then you can specify the room number or the hall number over here and specify the reason for why is it. If there is any damage to the air conditioning facility or anything like that, or any other issues, you can specify the reason over here and then just click save, so that that particular room will be marked as out of order as for now. So once you're done with that, we have completed the transaction section. Now we can move on to the reporting sections. In the reporting section, we have the availability report to check whether any room or hall, etc. is available. If you have many number of rooms, then it will be easy for you to check the availability of the same from this report, or else you can just look for this color, which is the availability color as for now. If it is in check-in state, it will be in blue color as for now. There's an option in settings to change the color if you want to, but it will be easy for you to identify in the from the home menu itself, the dashboard menu itself. But if you want a report for the same, then you can go for the availability report for all or room wise. You can enter the room number, and if you want to search based on the room type, you can specify it over here, floor wise, block wise, etc. like that. You can specify whether if you're searching for room or hall over here, and the date as well. Once you are done with that, you can click preview, and then just the report will be generated. And just like that, all the rooms are available as for now. And then comes the next section, which is the booking report. Under the booking report, you can see different criteria like room number, room type, guest name, the guest type, the source, etc. All the details will be listed here. So you can specify the date, and you can filter using all these criteria and preview the booking report. And then comes the check-in report, the checkout report. Pretty much all the details are same. So the room number, room type, guest type, source. These are the details which we could enter in all these reports. So that's why I'm not going into each one of them. So it's pretty much easy for you to identify the same. And the if you can check the complaint register report. And under the complaint register report, you can specify the complaint type, what type of complaint it is, and which employee attended it, the assigned staff, and all the details can be filtered over here, and then you can click preview to view the report. And then comes the Enquiry Report to see the list of inquiries which you have made. And then comes the hall list. All the halls will be listed here, the hall wise, hall type, floor wise, block wise, and all the filtering options are available. And then comes the laundry report to check the status of the laundries which are made. The out of order report for the out of order, if there is any rooms which are under out of order as for now, you can check the report of the same. The room list report, the extras use report, and then comes the task recording report. Under the task recording report, you can see the housekeeping or room service. You can specify it over here, and then enter the room number, room type, or room employee type as you want to, and then filter using the daytime period, and then click preview to see the recorded tasks, which is since we have added any, it won't show. And then comes the daily consolidated report, so which will be very useful for all the managers. All you have to do is just specify the date and click preview to show all the reports which you have made. So those are 31,500 in check-in, and no sales, and the room service amount is 0, the laundry service is 0, the sales return, the refund, if you are providing a refund, it will be shown here. You can print it out directly, or you can export this particular report to Excel, PDF, or Word as you want to, just like in atACC ERP 19. And you can also send the same as email. All you have to do is just to click this button and enter the email address over here, and just click OK, so that the email will be sent. Then comes the daily consolidated report, and then comes the contact book report. In this you can specify it as all, or maybe name and category as well. In name, you can specify the name and the reference name as well. You can specify the category over here as also. Check-in adults details report. So if you want to if you want more details about the adults, which is already in check-in section, which we have checked in, you can filter based on these criteria, like if it is in check-in or group check-in, and you can specify it based on the voucher number, room number, the room type, guest name, guest type, source, branch, under which branch this comes. You can specify all these details, and just preview to view all the details of this checked in hotels. So that's pretty much the report section as well. Once we're done with that, let's move to the settings menu. In the settings menu, there is the general settings. There comes the common settings, like you can set the accounts for the rent account, the extra service account, deduction account. You can change it if you want to. You can also change the payment account, like cash account. If you have created another account under cash in hand, it will also show here. Right now we have only added cash account. If you have added multiple accounts under cash in hand from the chart of accounts from atACC ERP, it will be listed over here. You can specify the credit card account, and all the accounts can be listed over here. And then comes the default settings. Under the same, you can see the first one is the check-in checkout time. If you want to change it, you can change it from here. And then if you want to provide any flexible timing, like 30 minutes extra, 1 hour extra, like that, you can provide the number of minutes over here. You can change the status color if you want to. Like I said before, you can change the color so that in the home screen the room color will be different if you change it from here. And you can change the user fields and user field name for room and as well as halls. And you can set user-wise settings for print while saving from check-in, checkout, inquiry, booking, everything, and all the other transactions. You can send email while saving, and all these settings could be enabled from this general settings window. And then comes the email template. If you want to set a predefined template for email, you can your booking has been accepted, and you can add the voucher number, etc. over here. Voucher number has been created, and thank you for booking, etc. like that. You can enter any text which you want to. The same goes for you can add all these additional details, like the room type and the according room type or room number which you have specified will be automatically collected by the ERP and will be sent in the email. You can set the same template in check-in section and also in the group section as well. Checkout and group checkout as well is available. And then comes the SMS template, which is pretty much same to the email template. You can set all the details over here for booking, check-in, checkout, group check-in, group checkout, etc. like that. And once you're done with that, you can just click OK. And comes the user access right. If you want to restrict the user from login user from accessing certain options, then you can specify it over here. And then comes the tools. You can specify the contact book, the all the details of the nearest contact details of any nearest emergency contacts. All the details can be listed in the contact book. And the guest reminder, like if your guest want you to remind a certain message or something for them at, like, let's say at 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, if you want them to, if they want you to remind them about something, you can enter the guest details, you can specify the room, you can enter the date and time, and also set the message or whatever they tell you to. You can enter it over here, and at that the reminder will be popping up at the exact time, so that you can easily inform them at that particular time. So that's the purpose of the guest reminder. And then comes the Invoice Designer. Obviously, you can design the invoices for booking, check-in, checkout, and all the details. You can create a new format. You can set if there's any formats you have predefined, you can set the format using this button. All you have to do is just set format and set the select the format which you have, and then just click open to set that particular format for hotel booking, check-in, checkout, and all the details. Okay, and once you're done with that, you can come to this section, and here we can specify the guest name or their mobile number and search the guest using this field. Then comes the second, as you can press this button to view the dashboard. This is the home screen, and this is the dashboard. So the total check-ins, total checkout, total group check-in, total group checkout, the rate list, the amenity list, the complaint list, the booking reminder, the check-in details, etc. will be listed in the dashboard. You can easily analyze it from here. And if you want to add any additional options, like if you're frequently using the booking menu, you can for easy access, you can open the form and just press this plus button. You can add the booking menu to this top section, and you can easily access the same from here. And all the room details are listed here. Just like I told you before, you can specify the block and filter from this section. You can specify which block it is. So only the A block rooms are listed right now. If you change it to B, and all the B block rooms are listed in here. You can specify just like that. You can specify the floor, you can change the styling from list to calendar style if you want to, but I prefer the listing style. If you have many number of rooms or uncountable number of rooms, I mean more than 50 or 100 rooms, it will be difficult for you to view in the list mode, so it will be easy for you to view in the calendar mode. And then comes the room or hall type. You can specify it based on the same. All of them are rooms, so there is only one hall. Okay, and you can specify the hall type. You can check the status, like if it is out of order, clean, dirty, etc. like that. If you can check it over here. There are no out of order rooms, so if you only want to view the available rooms, you can see it over here. And you can specify the date as well from this section. If you want to change the language, you can change it from here. You can change from English to Arabic. From this section, all you have to do is just click Arabic, and you need to log in and log off the application so that it will come in effect. So that's pretty much all about the hotel management system. Hope you got an idea about the same. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.